All right, last section, questions 4 and 5. Why is the graph of a piecewise defined function more useful than three separate graphs? Why is it more important to do it this way, like this, than three separate pieces such as this? Have a graph here of the first line, have a graph here of the second section, something like that, and then have a third graph way over here that looks kind of like this. Why is it more beneficial to do the picture here with all three on the same one rather than three separate graphs? It's more useful to use the piecewise function over three separate. It is more useful to use the piecewise function instead of three separate graphs because when using the three separate graphs, you have to be aware of which one to use depending on your domain. For instance, remember that we had those restrictions earlier. The 0 to 20, the 20 to 100, the greater than 100. If we didn't use the one graph picture down here at the bottom, the piecewise function, I would first have to ask myself, okay, which picture should I use? Because we would have to depend on what our input was. For instance, if I put in the dog that's 97 pounds, I'd use the second one. Whereas with it all on one chart or one picture, I don't have to determine which section to look at. All I have to do is go to the X value and then find out where it corresponds on the Y. So definitely a time saver to put them all together. How can you conclude that the graph represents a function? How can I determine that this is a function? What do I know about functions? That's right. The input is used one and only one time. Now, before we wrap up this lesson, I do want to talk about trying to graph this. Let's take a look. Let's go y equals, okay? It said you would enter this as, so I would enter this as w, well, x in my case, right? And I'm going to put parentheses 0. Sorry. All right, hold on. Nope. So I'm trying to find the symbols because I don't see the less than symbol. Apps. Nope. Well, we'll talk about it when we get here. I'll look it up between now and then to see how it's done. Because I don't think... See, I still can't... comma... Let's see, 0.5 x plus 10 parentheses. This would be a bracket. Try and see if this works. 20 to 100. Close the bracket. Plus 0.1x plus 50. And this would be 100. Some problem is I can't do affinity. 160. Let's see what that does. Yeah. We'll have to work on this because I know there's a way to do it on Desmos, and that's a lot prettier. So I'll show you Desmos when you come to class today. On to the wrap up.